Did you know that only 44% of Americans can cover a $1,000 emergency? That means that the majority of Americans would be derailed by an unexpected expense. But let's do this. Let's imagine that you did save $10,000 instead. The peace of mind, the financial freedom, the options, the confidence you would have. In this video, I will show you why $10,000 is a game changer, how to save it fast, like maybe 90 days or a year. Also, we'll talk about money mindset tips and strategies. Plus, I'll share with you how small spending habits could be keeping you from reaching your savings goals. If financial security was on your 2025 vision board, then please subscribe, like, share this video out, and then stay tuned for other strategies and tips that I'm going to share pertaining to mid-career professional Black women in STEM. I'm Shehara Wooten, certified financial planner, speaker, as well as an author. And I enjoy helping ambitious mid-career Black women STEM professionals go from a place of being paralyzed or stuck or not knowing what they don't know to having a plan so that they can have financial peace, clarity, and confidence when it comes to their financial freedom and security. Did you know that spending $27.40 a day on miscellaneous things can wipe out $10K in a year? Think about it. Small, seemingly harmless spending can add up over time if you do not catch it, and you could be missing out on reaching your goals. Sometimes it's not just the big things that hold us back, but those small, tiny, little things and spending habits that we might have that if we just do a quick little tweak, we could be reaching our goals. That's why having $10,000 set aside isn't just nice, it's necessary. And here's what it can do for you. First of all, it can give you an emergency fund, because it's not if life is going to happen, it's when, because life be lifing, as they say. It could also be your opportunity fund, an opportunity for you to say yes to new investments and basically giving you options. And lastly, we've got financial confidence, because having a cushion is going to give you the freedom to choose, and that is a part of having true financial freedom. So what would 10K in savings do for you? Drop that in the comments below. If you need to stack up 10K right away, very quickly, then I have 4 high impact strategies that you can start. Number 1, I'm gonna call side hustle power. Yes, side hustle power. You should be using and figuring out what are the skills that I have. Use those skills for consulting, creating digital products, or even freelancing. Now, the second one I'm calling cut the fat. Now, because we said we're trying to do this in 90 days, you only have to really focus in on this for 90 days. Cut out the luxuries, cut out expenses that no longer serve you for these goals that you're trying to reach. Eating out, DoorDash, any of those luxuries that you feel are holding you back from reaching your goal of hitting $27.40 a day. Now, if we're doing it in 90 days, obviously it's going to be much more, but I think you'll be amazed at how much money you can find by cutting the fat. Number 3, I'm calling sell and simplify. So go around your house, declutter your home. You can sell these items and make money off of them. Do like an online garage sale. There's so many different platforms out there that will allow you to go ahead and sell those items that no longer serve you. Give them a new home. And number 4, bonuses and windfalls. If you feel like you're gonna get a raise or maybe you're gonna get a bonus coming up, already earmark those funds for this goal that you have to save 10K quickly. And that way you already have a purpose for your funds and you're gonna be putting it to work right away. Now, for those of you who want to build a little bit more steadily, then let's talk about some strategies you can do to save over a longer period of time. Again, in a year. Let's look at that as an example. Now, the first thing I would say do within the longer time frame is have an automatic savings plan. Automation is one of those key life-changing hacks when it comes to saving. So if you're trying to save in a year, then you can put away $833 a month or $192 a week. So look at your spending, look at your cash flow, and start to just get it out of your everyday spending bucket. Get it out of there as quickly as you can and put it into another account so that it is already saved and accounted for. Now, the second one to do is that other account, make it a high yield savings account. Interest rates, they've been fluctuating. They've been lower than we've seen in the past couple of years, but they're still going to be higher than those big bank savings accounts. So get a high yield savings account, put that money in there. It should be accessible, but not accessible enough that you're going to be tapping into it every week. So you got to make this work. Automatically save, one. The second thing, put it into a high yield savings account. And just like we were talking about for the 90-day or the quick savings plan, you still need to lower your expenses. So you still need to cut the fat. Look at your subscriptions. Do you need them anymore? Are you using them? There's so much money that can be saved just by revisiting your subscriptions. The other thing is that you can negotiate your cost. When is the last time you looked at your car insurance, your renters or home insurance, and shopped around to see if you're getting the best price? Sometimes being a loyal customer might be you're one of the most expensive customers in terms of you paying more for the service. So this might be the time to look at lowering and negotiating your cost and eliminate some costs that are no longer important to you and that you don't value. And lastly, again, monetize your skills. Teach, sell, coach, sell like a low effort product or something that you can sell pretty quickly that doesn't take a lot of your time, but it's a way for you to monetize and capitalize on the skill sets that you have. So now let's specifically get into the small little things that could be holding you back from really reaching your goals. The first one that I want to say is that you want to go ahead and cancel unused subscriptions and free trials. Those are so tricky. If you have a free trial, have you ever forgotten about it? And now you're in for a whole year. So what you need to do is, for one, don't even do it. But if you do it, and it's that great of an offer, then go ahead, set a reminder and make sure that it's maybe a couple weeks before the free trial ends. And that way you can go ahead and cancel then. Or there's many different free trial programs that are out there that will allow you to cancel right away. And they'll say that, okay, you have this service for the balance of this many days or this many months. So take advantage of that right away. I read an article that said over 30% of subscriptions go unused, and that it averages about $52.97 a month. So imagine by you going through and looking at your subscriptions and hopefully eliminating about 30% of them, you might be giving yourself about $53 in your pocket every month. One of my clients in the Wealth Gap Closers Method program shared with me that she was able to save or eliminate about $300 a month in subscriptions just by canceling things like Patreon. Now, what I'm going to share here is very much more like a mindset thing, because so many of us, we may not even really understand the psychology behind everything that's coming at us. I mean, I watched a whole documentary about Amazon and how they're able to look at your spending habits and what you're looking at, social media wise, and I mean, just a lot of different things, even what you look at on their app, and that gives them clues on what they should be presenting to you. So they curate it for each individual person. So I would say if it's really, really serious for you, go ahead and take those email subscriptions, those email newsletters that you're subscribed to for different businesses. Go ahead and cancel those. Cancel those text messages. You get all these messages that say, if you buy $100 worth of this, you're going to get $20 off. And there's this whole action that we end up taking where, oh my gosh, my favorite store, they have a sale. They sent me a postcard saying if I buy this today, I'll be able to get this, and this. But did you really need it? So go ahead and let it go. Let it go. It's okay. You're trying to reach a particular goal of $10,000 and you can't let anything distract you. Another thing I saw from another YouTube creator, Vincent Chan, that I thought was really, really neat is that he has a separate email address, and I love compartmentalization. So a separate email address for just shopping. So whenever he applies or signs up for any type of program, like if your favorite grocery store or your favorite online retailer, whatever that may be, sign up for them under a particular email and just have all those emails go there. And then when you're ready to shop, just go ahead and look in there and see if there's any particular deals you should be considering before you buy. So I'm going to tell you right now, I was around before we had social media. So recently I started to think about all the time that I spent on my phone. Every Sunday, my phone gives me a synopsis or a summary of how much time I spent on the phone. And recently what I said is, you know what? I don't want to get caught up in the trap of endless scrolling. And so going back to me saying that I've been around before social media, I remember when we did not have social media and we did not scroll. So I thought about 2008, right? 2008, 2007, I believe I had Facebook or MySpace. How did I get to it? The computer. So recently I decided, you know what? I'm gonna take my social media apps and offload them on my iPhone. And that way I'm not deleting the app, but I can offload them. And then when I'm ready to go back in there, I can hit the offload button and then it'll reload it back onto my phone. So that gave me back significant amount of time. So all that to say is that stop endless or mindless scrolling. It is so tempting because now you're seeing what others are doing and you might have the comparison trap. You also will get distracted because obviously there's all these ads and you may not even realize it. I've seen people with outfits and I'm like, oh, I love that outfit. And if they shared where they got it, I might find myself on that store's application software. And next thing you know, I might buy it or buy something similar. So what you're trying to do is give yourself a safe place and be able to eliminate the distractions that would cause you not to be able to reach your goal of getting to $10,000 in 90 days or in the next 12 months. And if you're not quite ready to just completely stop scrolling, then put a timer on your scrolling. Sometimes it's your outlet, sometimes it's your opportunity to just mindlessly do something and not have to think about something. So put a timer on it. Say, okay, the next 10 minutes, I'll do some scrolling, but I'm going to hold myself accountable. And when that 10-minute timer goes off, I'm done scrolling. That's it. And then also watch what you do after that. Do you end up buying something? Do you end up saving something to a cart? It'll be interesting to observe your behaviors because there's so many things we take for granted that we just do, but a lot of it is really intentionally set up to have you fall into the trap of spending. I'll share with you a really cool story. One of our students in the Wealth Gap Closers Method was able to save $7,000 in 6 months using some of the methods that I've shared. So for those of you who are very intentional and your mind is set that you're going to do this, drop in the comments below which one of these you're going to cancel, which one of these you're going to take action on. I'd love to hear your response. Now, saving $10,000 isn't just about the numbers, but it's about the mindset that you have behind this goal. And here's how to stay motivated. You got to know your why. Why are you doing this? And knowing your why, you'll be able to write that down, get it in front of you, keep it before you, remind yourself as many times in the day as you need to. Whenever you feel tempted, go ahead and go back to your why. One of the things that I love for people to implement is the 5 whys technique. 5 whys. Asking yourself why 5 times. I first heard about this when I read the book, The Gap and the Gain. Have you guys read that book? Let me know. Comment below. What did you think about it? I thought it was powerful, empowering. And Dr. Benjamin Hardy said, ask yourself why 5 times. And each time, be sincere about your answer. You might get to the real answer by the time you ask your why for the 3rd time. But try that technique because your why is going to keep you focused on your goal when distractions come. Next, you want to reframe your challenges. So instead of thinking as you're going through this process, I can't afford this, you want to ask yourself, how can I? And the same thing goes with even the thought of, can I do this in 90 days? Or can I do this in a year? Ask yourself, how can I do this? How can I remove any challenges? How can I make this happen? And that's going to get you into a mindset of being industrious, thinking outside of the box, and really challenging yourself to go beyond what you've ever done before. Next, track your progress, because when you track, you win. Those who track will win because they know where they've been and they know where they've got to go, and then they can tweak along the way. So do that. Make sure that you're tracking your progress. And lastly, visualize your future. If you notice, I talk about imagination a lot because I do believe that if you can imagine it, you can picture it enough that you can believe it and you can have hope. And then you can take that hope and make it become a belief and then make actions that go accordingly. And to me, that's really what faith encompasses, having the belief that you can do it. So visualize your future of having 10K in the time period that you have decided would work for you. Visualize that. Where are you at? What are you doing? Are you excited? Are you smiling? Are you leaping for joy? Do you just have this inner knowing and this feeling of, okay, I've got that done and I have some options. I now have more confidence and I have now more peace of mind. Visualize your future. Are you ready to get serious about saving 10K in whatever amount of time is feasible for you? Then go ahead and schedule a strategy session with me today. I will make sure that the link is in the description. Join my newsletter community as well, the Wealth Gap Closers newsletter, because in that you'll also receive financial strategies and tips as well, and you'll stay up to date and just be able to keep financial peace and financial understanding and tips at top of mind. In addition, I'll go ahead and send you the Financial Wellness Wheel tool that will allow you to understand the various areas that you need to focus on in terms of your overall financial wellness. And if you already have 10K saved up, or when you get to having $10,000 saved up, don't stop there. Go ahead, take many of the strategies and techniques and tips that we share here in this video and do it all over again. Rinse and repeat, and don't stop growing your wealth. If this was helpful, please hit that like button, subscribe, and share this with a friend. Watch the next video for more financial strategies and tips. We'll see you soon, Wealth Gap Closers.